I'm being accused of physically abusing my son. My son's suffering from multiple rib fractures and skull fractures. I got into an argument with Dejanae and left to a relative's house to cool off. I returned back to the house. My son starts crying. She was quick to hand my son over to me to watch him for the rest of the night as she went to sleep. While rocking to sleep, we fall asleep. I wake up again to him screaming. He has blood on his mouth. I take him into the bathroom, me and Dejanae clean him off, and later on we noticed the bruises on his back. I let her know when she was standing right there, like, how did these get here? And I asked her twice, and she continued saying she didn't know. We ended up taking him to the hospital. When they evaluated him, he had a fever of 102. It turned out he had 4 broken ribs and suffered a skull fracture and a brain hemorrhage. The authorities were called, and next thing you know, I'm being charged with my son's injuries. I posted bail, and I'm out now to prove my innocence. It's pissing me off that she's making it look like I did it, that I'm the prime suspect, and I'm really not. I'm an innocent young man that just wants his boy back in his life. Recently, my son suffered another fracture in his leg, and it wasn't me because I was incarcerated, and I haven't been around him since. If she fails this polygraph test, she should be arrested and charged because she's an unfit mother. I honestly think she probably did it off being upset with me because of the heated argument we had. Dejanae, at this point, me and her are finished at this point. I'm disgusted of what's going down and what I have to go through. I didn't do anything, and I only had 20 days with my boy, and that got taken from me.
Dejanae, you're here because your son, at 20 days old, went to the hospital and was discovered with serious injuries.
Yes, he had multiple rib fractures. He had fractures on his left side. He had fractures on his right side. He had skull fractures. His brain was hemorrhaging. His neck was inflamed. My son had a lot to go through, a lot.
Right, and 20 days old.
20 days, he wasn't even a month yet.
Right, when did you first notice the injuries?
That morning when Mark woke me up, he told me my son was bleeding out of his mouth. Me, I'm thinking, it wasn't a lot of blood. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe my son cut his mouth because he has long nails. And we checked his mouth, there was nothing, and the bleeding stopped. So that's why I didn't think nothing of it. And then that's when...
He was bleeding from inside his mouth?
He was bleeding from his mouth, but it was a little blood mixed with saliva. So I'm thinking he cut his gums. Well, I go get him some clothes, and Mark notices bruises on his side. At that moment, I'm not thinking anything happened to my son, so I'm not thinking they're bruises.
Those, I don't know how you can confuse that with anything else but bruising.
I thought they were Mongolian marks. I'm not.
You thought those were Mongolian marks?
Yes, the way it looked, it didn't look that that bad. I don't know. But when I see my son, I'm not thinking my son was hurt. I'm a new mom. I'm not knowing anything.
When you went to the hospital, the police told Dejanae that you were cooperative.
Yeah, I was very cooperative with the police.
That you weren't cooperative.
I was cooperative with the police. Why would I act out to an officer?
Well, because it happens all the time. That's why.
I'm not okay. That. You know what I'm saying?
Did you admit to the police that you abused your son?
No, I didn't.
Why did they lock you up?
They locked me up because they tried supposedly stating that I was uncooperative. And
but you said you were very cooperative.
I was cooperative. I was cooperative with the police.
So you were cooperative and the police locked you up?
And they locked me up.
Why did they lock you up?
They actually took me for my son's injuries.
Did you admit to doing that?
No, I didn't admit to it. They tried to say that they had me recorded. But where's the tape recorder at? Where's the recordings at?
This is, I guess, the detective's notes. The father was read his rights and informed of the reason of his arrest. The father immediately began to cry and stated he was sorry for what happened. The father stated he was upset because the mother had been questioning and nagging him about how he cared for the child. And he indicated his emotions were high because he was angry and frustrated with the mother. The father reportedly admitted that he may have been rough with the child, and when asked to demonstrate how he had been rough, the father reportedly made a cradling motion and indicated he may have placed the child in his rocker a little too hard. The father denied having dropped or squeezed the child, and he stated he did not intentionally harm the child. the nature of the child's injuries suggests that the child had been subjected to a significant amount of force, at which time the father reportedly indicated that the rocker had plastic straps to secure the child and suggested that these straps may have caused the injuries to the child. The father was shown photographs of the child's injuries, and he reportedly began to cry and advised me he was sorry for what he had done. The father reportedly told the detective that he knew the mother was not responsible for the injuries sustained by the child. When questioned as to what he thought when he observed the child's bruises, the father reportedly indicated he did not believe it had been that rough with the baby, but realized at that point he had. I've been to the crime scenes where that baby was swung like a baseball bat and hit a wall or a table. So, as much as I like to hear, oh, why would I hurt my own child? I know all too well why somebody would. And I've seen it. And I've seen what a man or a woman is capable of doing to their own child. Mark came here and he took a lie detector test. And we asked him, regarding injuries to your baby discovered at the end of January, did you cause any of them? And you answered no. The results of that question is, you did not tell the truth.
What is that?
Results of 3 tests, deception indicated and countermeasures attempted. You had a score, to get a score of subject did not tell the truth, did not tell the truth, it's a -6. You had a -20. So as Dan has explained many times, to tell the truth, you have to be +6 or -6. You had a -20. Regarding your baby's right leg, did you cause...
I did not do that to my son.
Okay, keep saying it. Regarding your baby's right leg, did you cause any of those fractures? You answered no, and the results for that question is you did not tell the truth.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wasn't even there.
That's the result. Hold on. That's the result of 2 tests. Deception indicated and countermeasures attempted, and you had a minus score of 12.
Thank you. Thank you.
Some serious lying going on there.
I did not do that to my boy, dude.
We had agreement. We had agreement, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, but
Okay.
I did not do none of that to my son. Like,
We don't want to hear that. Stop. That's all. We ain't got nothing else to say.
Dejanae,
Yes.
regarding injuries to your baby discovered at the end of January, did you cause any of them? You answered no, and the results for that question is you did not tell the truth. We gave you,
I'm telling
3
you.
tests. Deception indicated. And your score for that question also was a -20.
I didn't hurt my baby.
Hurt my son.
How did?
Regarding your baby's right leg, did you cause any of those fractures? You answered no. Results for that question is you did not tell the truth.
Do it. Yeah. How did we both do it?
Results of 2 tests. Deception indicated, and on that score, you had a -16. So,
How did we both do it?
well, that's the question. Originally, you're pointing a finger at him. You're pointing a finger at him. He's pointing at you. And it seems to me you both injured this child together.
My baby.
I didn't do
Like,
nothing, dude.
Okay.
I didn't do nothing, dude.
Anything that you want to say, you know, maybe you did. I woke up and I tripped the baby and the baby went flying across the room when I was going to the bathroom.
That's the thing, dude. I left and came
I'm not
back.
dude, first of all, okay? This is about your son. Did you harm your child?
No, I didn't.
Okay. But you've already admitted to the police that you did it. So I do not know how you dig yourself out of this hole. You did it too.
I didn't hurt my baby.
Yeah, you did. How does a mother not know that those are bruises on the back? A mother? You want to tell me that you did to your child?
But no.
Well, then good. I hope that you have a nice long relationship with each other, writing letters from prison. Get the
I was raped.
My name is Steve Wilkos, and I'm an investigative talk show host with a law enforcement background.
It was my life or his.
My job is to get truth and justice for everyday people. Watch our videos now.